It's time to pop a top and relax, everybody. Welcome to Max and Mike. Two almost drunk guys talking politics and life.
Hey everybody, it's another episode of Mike and Max, and we're doing a special today, although I really don't know what it is. What is it we're going to talk about, Mike? I'm kind of at a loss. I mean, the NFL, the Cubs. Did anything significant happen in the last 48 hours that you can think of?
I really don't know if there were any events worth talking about this past week, but I did notice that you said Mike and Max, so I'm glad that you're giving me top billing now.
Well, I feel I have to because you're the one with the alcohol. And you owe me money, as I recall, anyway. So, but speaking of alcohol, what do you have tonight? You have anything there?
Oh, yeah. I've got my usual Crown. It's my go-to drink when I'm celebrating or when I'm sad.
Oh, my God. So what are you? You're probably celebrating right now, though, aren't you?
You know, I'm more happy than sad, and it's not because of the Trump win. It's because of a political system getting a little bit blown up, and I'm happy to see that happening. I think it's badly needed. I think it's actually comical too that the Republicans are kind of kissing up to Trump now.
Oh, you noticed that? Did you notice that? I did too. Did you see what?
Completely abandoned the guy, and now that he's going to be in a position to call some shots. Oh, now he's their friend.
Oh, I know.
I kind of stuffs it to him.
Well, you know, Ted Cruz, I laughed my ass off because Ted Cruz came out yesterday. I guess we are going to talk about the election because that was significant. Something did significantly happen. Ted Cruz came out yesterday, and I can give an exact quote of what he said because I laughed my ass off. His exact tweet was, Trump's victory Trump's win is a victory for the American worker. So when was the last time that man ever worried about the working class? I mean, not at all. So here,
I think he just wants to be ambassador to Canada.
Oh, well, hey, your home country. Let's send him there. Actually, if not that, how about Afghanistan or somewhere like that?
I find that guy really weird. So
he is weird.
But the one piece that I think the Democrats missed the ball on is the feelings of the middle American. If you look at the electoral map, there's a few blotches of blue on the coast, Illinois, and the entire rest of the country went Republican. And this is in no way because they like Trump. This is people that wake up, work hard, have children, save their whole life, buy a home. There's no billionaires in those towns. There's hardly any millionaires in those towns. They get run over. There's $20 trillion in debt. They don't know why. There's all these bailouts. They don't know why. There's illegal aliens coming in that they're being asked to welcome as citizens and immigrants from this. They don't know why. They're just saying enough. I just want to live my life, and that's the people that voted, and I think it's really insulting that the Democrats look at them as if they're not educated and not smart enough and not elite enough to see the world view, and I think that's why they got beat.
Well,
and plus Hillary was a bad candidate, but Trump was a horrendous candidate.
Oh, he was horrible. Yeah, but here's the thing: the Republicans have been worse in the past, right? I actually told a friend of mine who was a Republican advocate, a supporter, I said, I don't understand why any working class person would vote for the GOP. But the fact that they voted for Donald Trump, it doesn't necessarily mean a vote for the GOP.
I agree.
Because he's essentially an independent running on the Republican ticket. That's what he is. And he's not talked about the deficit. He's not. In fact, he wants to make it worse by cutting taxes for everybody and spending $1 trillion on infrastructure, which is why the stock market did go up, because people think he's going to spend money on things that are sorely needed.
Yeah, but none of those things I think mattered that much to middle America that you just said. I think this is basically, I'm for change. You don't have to put up with this nonsense with these elitist people telling you why you're stupid and wrong. And they said, enough's enough. I lead a simple life here. That's all I want. And by the way, when the Democrats say, oh, I'm going to raise the minimum wage, but I'm going to have illegal immigrants, those two things go against each other. You have illegal immigrants here getting paid low wages. It takes away jobs, and the minimum wage becomes less effective for the average American. You've got to have some kind of policy there, and I think a lot of people are fed up.
I agree with you. I agree with you to a point. I argue with people all the time about immigration. Well, not all the time about immigration. Don't argue about, don't me argue. I never argue. But I do argue about that. Comes up periodically, and I say people just look around and they see a lot more immigrants. Whether or not there's less coming in is irrelevant. They see more in their space, so therefore there are more. So perception is reality. A bit like my golf game. Perception is reality. I'm trying to make it better, man. I'm going to keep trying. I'm determined to get to, what are you, a +2? I'm trying to get to a 4 handicap. If I can do that, then I'm a happy boy.
Actually, your golf game, Max, is so bad, reality is reality.
That's right. Well, I have to admit that I've tried desperately at golf.
When I first saw you play golf left-handed, I thought you were kidding me and you were really right-handed.
No. Did you really?
I did. I actually thought you were going to hurt yourself, so I'm glad.
Well, I haven't been playing since I was 2 like you, so I mean there's a huge difference right there. How old? I thought maybe you were 10. How old were you when you started playing golf?
I was 10.
Yeah, there you go. See, I got a good memory. Okay. I think you had your first sexual experience on a golf course, didn't you? No, didn't you?
I was by myself.
Well, there we go. We just learned something. All right. Excellent.
And I had to call a penalty on myself.
That's right. You had to take a stroke.
I took a bunch of strokes and then a penalty.
That's right. Yeah, sorry, we got sidetracked there, everybody. I apologize for getting this podcast downhill fast. But anyway, there we go. Well, we just wanted to put this together very quickly. We just want to keep it under 10 minutes if we can. So Mike, you're okay with Trump. I'm not, because I think he's not only is he dangerous, I don't think he's that bright.
Look, I mean, I actually think he's a tiny bit dangerous, but I think Obama was dangerous. He had no experience either. He did fine. I believe in democracy. I believe in checks and balances. I'm glad the system is getting blown up. I really, it's a little bit distasteful to me to see people protesting, he's not my president, burning the flag. Honestly, there were a lot of people upset with Obama 8 years ago. I didn't see too many people burning flags and doing all this stuff back then. So
hold on. Trump said he wasn't even born in the United States. Said he was a Muslim. I mean, that's a leader of people saying that. That was other members of the press saying that, the right-wing press.
I am not defending Trump. I'm defending democracy. Look, the people went out and voted, and let's make the best we can be out of this. I was not happy when Obama got voted in, but I went around and told everyone I know, guys, he's the president. We should be Americans and help this president succeed. If we really believe in democracy, then we ought to be backing our president. It doesn't mean blindly, and it doesn't mean we don't challenge the way it is, but we challenge it through the concept of democracy, not take our ball and run into a closet and
that's true. But there's still people have the right to protest. Yeah, people have the right to protest, Mike. I mean, that's democracy too, right?
Of course they have the right to protest. I'm not disputing that, but I mean, I get this feeling that people are... the liberal cause used to be such a great cause, where you defended even a Nazi to have a protest, or the 60s with the anti-war, and everyone was given that right. Now you don't have that anymore. The liberal has become, you're too stupid. You're too racist.
Come on.
It is. It's
No way. Don't say liberal. Listen, how many times have you heard people say in the right wing, this is where I've seen this for the first time was about a year or two ago, they called it, low information voter. They don't know what they're talking about. Right? That came from the right wing press.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't happen on that side. I'm saying that it's become mainstream in the liberal world, much more than the right side. Even though I have far more sympathy for the liberal positions, I've really come to dislike the liberal profile that insults people rather than listens. I had it in the airport last week. I mean, on election day, and this Canadian lady. There were like a handful of people because it was middle afternoon on Tuesday, so no one knew what was going to happen. I don't know why the bartender asked me who I voted for, and I was semi-embarrassed to say, but I would have been embarrassed on both sides. But I said, look, I voted for Trump. This lady lit into me with cuss words.
No way. No way. Really?
How effing stupid and racist can you be? And I was just like, wow, I guess you don't believe in democracy, that anyone could have a different perspective. F you. And I was like, wow. And it turned out she was Canadian. She wasn't even American.
Well, you should have said, I'm a Canadian too, by birth.
I did say that, and then she goes, you probably effing voted for Harper.
Oh, I don't know who was Harper. I don't know who he was, but
he was the previous prime minister. He was a wetsuit. But
okay,
just the anger and the accusation of what I am and just based on my vote was vicious. It was terrible.
Well,
it was really, and I've seen that before. And by the way, that's why the polling was so off, because people didn't want to say that, because there's this group out there that if you don't believe like me, you're an effing jerk.
But you know what? That's true on the right wing side too, though, Mike. I mean, it happens there too. I've seen it and read it.
I've seen it too on the right side. I'm just saying it has become a righteous cause for liberals to say this.
No, you can't say liberals. It's a righteous cause for people who think you're right and they're wrong, of any stripe, of any stripe.
I agree with that, and that's where I think I would love the liberals to come back down.
Stop saying liberals, man. It happens on both sides.
All right, independents like you.
Thank you. Oh, whatever. I am an independent. This is true.
I'm really astonished that you don't see it a little bit. Look, the far right, you're never going to change them, and I don't even try. I've given up on that long ago. I expect a lot from liberals. I expect open-mindedness, fairness, a chance for people to express themselves and them to be introspective, have a kindness about it, listen to why they're saying certain things. I don't expect that from someone on the far right. But I think the liberal edge has become as bad or worse than the right.
No, I think the difference in this case, Mike, is that if that's hypothetically, if that had been Jeb Bush that had won, you wouldn't have this reaction. If Jeb Bush had beaten Hillary Clinton or John Kasich had beaten Hillary Clinton, but because you've got a guy who said to a 10-year-old girl's mother, I will be dating her in 10 years, because you've got a guy who said that he's doesn't like John McCain doesn't respect him because he got captured, and the list is friggin' endless. That's why you're seeing the protests.
But you think it's okay that Hillary took...
See, hold on. You see, you do that. You can't do that. It doesn't matter what Hillary did. The fact is that it does not. He won. She didn't. So it doesn't matter what she did.
How can you say that it doesn't matter what she did? I'm not defending what he did. I'm just going to explain what she did. She took millions of dollars from Middle Eastern countries that completely oppressed women, stoned them to death, killed them for adultery, and she took it. When her husband had problems with women, she blasted those women. I'm not defending Trump. Trump is an absolute moron. I'm just saying that there's a sadness here that someone thinks that by knocking Trump, it makes Hillary a better